Welcome back again. It is episode 3 of this 1550 getting a new hydraulic pump, and time for the unit to go back on. Before I do that, I'm going to put a new hydraulic filter in there. Everything's cleaned up. There's no point in putting or having an old filter in there. I think I changed this when I bought the tractor some years ago, but like I say, might as well put a fresh one in there. So let's see how well it comes off. That's another thing, is if it's sometimes these can be pretty tough to get off, and it's usually because of the O-ring. If you put that O-ring in dry, it just grabs like nobody's business. I can see where someone's had a pipe wrench on there. Oh yeah, I must have changed it before. Filter doesn't look too bad, but and the spring is still in there. You can still get that spring from Agco if you happen to lose yours. It just helps hold the filter up against the housing There's the new filter, 30-334-8717. It comes with a new O-ring for the canister here. Probably a good idea to just change it out. It's there. And I like to put grease on that O-ring. Like I was just saying, this O-ring, you put it in dry, and over the years it just bonds to the metal or something. But it can make it a bear to take that back apart. And as long as I grease them, I don't seem to have any trouble. And the other thing is, you don't have to crank them down because it's an O-ring seal. Just turn it till it stops, give it a little bump or whatever. But it's not going to leak. It's not the threads that seal it, it's that O-ring. Come on, spring. Good idea to shine a light in here. There's some old gasket material from a previous filter in here, maybe that one. But that's not let it seal very well. Like that. And from there, just try to make sure the filter gets in that recessed cutout area. Looks like we got it. That's good enough. I can get the pan gaskets all doped up. I'm going to put grease on the bottom ones. I think it even mentions doing that in a book. But the one that goes against the hydraulic oil, I'm still going to put sealant on. I just feel better about it not seeping or something if it's got some sealant on it. Make sure it's all good and clean, because any dirt in there is going to go through the pump. The pump is the first thing the oil goes through before it gets filtered, so that's why it's important to clean hydraulic couplers and stuff, because any dirt that goes in Okay, we have in the front left corner and the rear right corner dowel pin holes. Here's one, here's the other. And they are bigger on one end than the other. The bigger end goes down into the tractor housing. The rear end comes up like this, and since it's bigger, it holds this pan onto the bottom of the hydraulic unit. And so you just tap them in, and then you ain't trying to hold a pan in the air. Ta-da! I've got the other gasket in place, the bottom one. You don't want to cheap out and just try to go with silicone and no gasket, because right up here is where the hydraulic pump gear drive engages, and that gasket thickness is figured in to the gear engagement. So if you leave the gaskets out and just put silicone in there, they get pushed together too tight, the bearings fail, and there's tears. So just spend the money, get the right gaskets. I think I might get a couple of my dowel pin bolts to put in here so the gasket doesn't wander on me. Oh, my studs might not cooperate all that well with this, the tilt steering pedal stuck on this one. Oh, I can pull it up out of the way, yay. And the brake. There we go. Hopefully you saw that. Got that stud, dowel pin, dowel bolt engaged. So things are lined up. Should be a matter of just dropping her in now. There. Okay, I don't see any pinched wires or anything like that. She dropped right in place good. So I think it's a matter of just bolting it down. Take these out. They definitely help. All these ones with taller casting posts, those are the ones your platforms go on, if you don't remember. So you want to leave them out until you put the platform on. But you got to tighten some of these other ones because they're under the platform. And we got this one here that holds a wiring harness that isn't getting used anymore, but we'll tighten it down. It'll be there. So let's get at it. I think I forgot to mention, I chased out all the holes along this frame with a tap, just to get the junk out, blow them out, but clean them up good. I have seen ones where there must have been water in the bottom, and that water eventually froze, and you can see where the casting was pushing out from the water freezing underneath the bolt. I like to start with these two tall bolts up front, partially so I don't forget them, but also there's that gasket that goes across there, and so if I didn't, somehow or another that wasn't lined up, I don't have a bunch of bolts to take out before I get to try to straighten that one out, but they went right in. And then we've got the shift tower that's going to have to go in too, and I've got a new gasket for that. Maybe I'll go ahead and get that done next so that something ain't dropping in there. Okay, I can see there's the interlock gate that keeps it from hopefully going in 2 gears at once. That the neutral rail is towards the back. So I gotta shoot, let's see, let's get that right in the middle. But I gotta shoot to get the shifter right down in there. See if I can find a spot where you can watch. The bestest way is to put some bolts in it and try it. I think I got it on the first try. Now this front corner is one that supports the floor panel, so I'll put one here, here. I'll put the other 3 in, that'll work. Maybe I can mess it up yet. Get it out of its hole. Come on, gasket. Get where you need to be. And I think I got it up. Well, darn it. Let's try that. I don't think that bolt's long enough. That must be one of these other bolts. Yeah, it must be like for there. And I'm out of the hole again. All from gasket placement. Yeah, that looks like the right length. Okay, get this out of the way. I think I got it right. Let me tighten them down. That one back there is 1/2 inch, the rest are 9/16. that should be it. I have, I can get in all the gears in both ranges, so what more could you ask for? Get the PTO lever in there. Those might be a little too long for that particular application. Floor bolt. Probably this brand new bolt that I had in there because, well, I don't think there was a PTO lever. I know the lever was on there, but there was parts missing. That front bolt could be a bear to get to. Not impossible, just annoying. But you want to make sure them are good and tight so that PTO lever doesn't wander on you. Trying to think. I think I can get in there with a universal. Let's try that. All right, that's much better. Let's get that front one tightened down. Can't I? I don't think I can. Maybe. No. Get in there. I think I got it. That means I can get this in. Yeah. Well, as long as we're on the theme of PTO, let's just hook it up. All the bolts back here are tightened down, so it's not going to be in the way of anything. It just won't come out. Oops. Which I didn't expect anything less, because I put basically a whole new PTO clutch in. Well, not brand new, but because it didn't have one when I bought it. This tractor is slowly getting unfarmerized. There's hope for it yet. Feel like some wrenches are in order. Let's see, might as well get that power steering hooked up. I think I kept that pretty clean. Oh, you get the idea. Let's get some of this stuff back here hooked up. Like, maybe before I get that draft link back in, I'll get the hydraulic hoses put back in before more stuff gets in the way. That sounds good. Probably all the oil has drained out. I say that and we'll watch. As, oh, look at that. It sat upside down long enough. Okay, maybe the draft link needs to go in now. I do believe it goes like so. Looks like that clevis is a little tweaked, maybe. The 2 bolts that I put back in their holes makes it easy to figure out where they came from, where they're going. Three-point hitch is all hooked back up. Remote coupler is all fastened down. I think we just got to put on some floor panels and a seat. Put some hydraulic oil in it. Maybe I'll put hydraulic oil in it before I get too much farther. Look for problems, you know. All right, I think we can safely get the platform back on. Start with this side. These are the bolts. Well, they support the platform, but they also hold the battery box. And this one back here just supports the platform. This bolt here and this one up here, the center plate goes down through, so we'll leave them out for the moment. We'll get the supports for the battery box on there and these bolts from underneath. Now before I get the battery in there and tighten stuff down, let's get the brake rod in there. The battery kind of blocks that shot. I'll get some new cotter pins for that. And the brake pedals are all the way down, so you know, fun. Go in, darn you. There. I might as well get that cotter pin in that before I put the battery in. Everything is bolted down, tightened up. Got to put the battery in yet, but I'm going to put the seat on. Oof. I think it's moment of truth time. Got the fluids all checked. Hydraulics filled. I think it's just a matter of firing her up and see what explodes. I'm sure this 3-point hitch is going to need adjusting, and the pressure, which makes me think I did not change that plunger. I will rob the one off the 1600 for now, and then I'll get a new one for my 1600. Amazingly enough, they're still available, but that'll get this one done. So it'll seem instant to you guys. Now, if we look at those two ends, they're supposed to be the same plunger, but you can see this 1550, which is a newer tractor than that 1600 there, has a lot of wear. No shims, which is odd. But anyways, someone probably was doing something where they were blowing the relief valve all the time. Maybe they had a lever tied back to run some implement. Maybe running a single acting cylinder without, I don't know. But yeah, it was just, it takes a lot of hammering to put that kind of a wear into it. So we'll put this one in. We'll leave the shims that are on it. They were about right for the 1600. That's the biggest thing. I already had the pressure set for that. This is what I get for not getting everything I need ahead of time. I can reset that one, but it ain't gonna be running again until it's painted. So, you know, mess. And I don't want to rob it out of a running tractor. Guess I could have. I just reset that one. Well, I thought about what I'd done and what I just said. And so I'm robbing the one out of my 1550. I will put this one back in the 1600, knowing that it's right with no new O-ring, and that way I don't have to disturb it after paint. And when I get a new one, I can put it in the 1550 and set the pressure, which is what I'm going to do here. Well, I'm pretty sure the battery's hooked up. Nothing. All right. Troubleshooting time. It came out. That'll do her. There, I feel like that will make a difference. Oh, hey, look, fuel gauge came up. All right, try this out. No oil squirting all over. I can already see I gotta adjust the 3-point some more. It was topping out. Once she warms up, she runs good, but she's a little smoky in the cold range. Let's see, let's lower that down so I can get to this. I was going the right way. I want to lower it, so I need to turn it counterclockwise. Then we lift it up carefully. Yep. Still needs a little more. You could hear the relief blowing. That means it was hitting the top. We don't want that. That just causes excess heat. All right. Now we should be able to lift it like Yeah, like that. Just a little bit more by hand. I'm just grabbing a 3-point hitch arm here and lifting. Otherwise it tops out, so that's about right. Well, them levers, they all get close together, don't they? I think we'll call that good. I will set the jam nut. It was nice to hear that relief blow, because that means it's generating pressure. It couldn't do that in an idle before. Okay, now I need to put the loop line on it and see what kind of pressure it is cracking at. All right, let's check this pressure. Oh, it's closed. Gotta go the other way. Okay, I'm gonna put a bungee on it, just like I said not to do. All right, let's see where she goes to. Only 500. $600. There weren't any shims in there. Well, it needs some shims apparently. Let's rev it up just a little bit, make sure. Yeah, definitely needs some shims. Of course, I'm making a mess of everything I've cleaned up. Oil running down along here. Probably a good thing I did decide to put that relief back in a 1600. Couldn't have been generating a lot of pressure before. I added a few shims. Probably have to add some more. Better. Got 1500 there. She's set about 1950. I think they call it for 2000, but I bet it's a world a lot better than what it was.